हाय एवरीबॉडी, गुड इवनिंग, गुड इवनिंग। सॉरी मैं थोड़ा सा लेट हूँ, ठीक है, बट आई वांटेड कि मैं थोड़ा सा अपना टेक्निकल ग्लिच वॉइस का पहले ही सही कर लूँ। आई होप आई एम ऑडिबल एंड विजिबल टू ऑल ऑफ यू। आई होप आई एम ऑडिबल एंड विजिबल। एम आई ऑडिबल, एम आई विजिबल? जल्दी से बता दीजिए इफ आई एम ऑडिबल एंड विजिबल। हाय, महावीर कह रहा है मैम यू आर 10 मिनट्स लेट। आई एम सॉरी, आई अपोलोजाइज गाइस, आई अपोलोजाइज। Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome. I welcome you all at CLAT Preparation by ADDA. I'm 𝗟്� 𝗠𝗔𝗣𝗥𝐻, and we are today going to do arguments. Okay, you have already started arguing with me that you are 10 minutes late. Not that kind of arguments. However, what we're going to do is we're going to learn right about arguments, and we're going to do that by solving some questions. And because we're preparing for CLAT 2027, हम करने वाले हैं passage based question. Now, because this is your first class for arguments, I've decided कि 450 words का passage नहीं होगा. I've decided that I'll give you little easier passages, ठीक है, तो आपके जो passages होंगे थोड़े से shorter होंगे. However, we're going to try and make sure that we understand them completely. So, before we start, I would want all of you to like the session. I would want all of you to share the session, and then we are going to move forward. Okay? So quickly like the session, share the session, and we're going to move forward to our arguments. Hello Ji, hi Anshika, Prachi, Khushbu, Shaurya, Manya, Shreyashi, Mahavir. Hello Ji, hello everybody. Hello Ji. I know you guys were waiting, right? I'm very sorry about that, but there was some issue with the mic. Good evening Ji, good evening, good evening. आ गए हैं सब लोग? Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for today's session? Chaliye. So, first of all, before we start arguments, let us recall from the basics of logic what arguments are. तो जब हम बेसिक्स ऑफ लॉजिक किया था हमने आगाज सीरीज के स्टार्टिंग में, ठीक है, तो हमने डिस्कस करा था कि क्या क्या चीज़ें इंपॉर्टेंट होती हैं एक लॉयर के लिए, और अगर मैं लॉ के पर्सपेक्टिव से देखूं, क्लैट के पर्सपेक्टिव से देखूं, तो व्हाट आर आर्ग्यूमेंट्स, राइट? सो अच्छा, योर नेम इज कनिका, ओके 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 ओके, ब्रिलियंट, ओके। सो आर्ग्यूमेंट्स क्या होते हैं? आर्ग्यूमेंट्स आर व्हाट आर आर्ग्यूमेंट्स, ठीक है? आर्ग्यूमेंट्स जो है वो है combination of premise as well as conclusion. Now what is premise and conclusion? Let's go back and recall that. Now premise क्या है? अगर आप किसी के साथ कोई बात करते हैं और अगर उस बात के अंदर आप कुछ प्रूव करना चाहते हैं, you want to say something and that particular something is you know उससे आपको क्या करना है, कुछ एक सर्टेन चीज प्रूव करनी है, ठीक है? तो उसके लिए आप कुछ रीजंस भी दे रहे हो, तो वो रीजंस जो हैं वो आपके प्रोमाइस हैं कि क्यों आप वो बात प्रूव करना चाहते हो, उसके पीछे का कारण क्या है, ठीक है? सो व्हाट आर द रीजंस बिहाइंड दैट पर्टिकुलर कंक्लूजन, और वट एवर कंक्लूजन, ठीक है, जो आप प्रूव करना चाहते हो, दैट ऑल्सो इज द पार्ट ऑफ आर्ग्यूमेंट. सो आर्ग्यूमेंट क्या है? इट इज अ वे ऑफ, you know, what is it? It is a way of letting the other person know, right, that this is how I am trying to prove my point with a single sentence or something like that. Okay, fine. Okay, not a sentence basically, not a sentence basically. So when I say argument, argument is basically my way of letting the other person know that whatever I want to prove, I have a reason for it and that is included in it. ठीक है, चलिए तो शुरू करते हैं आज का क्लास, ठीक है? आर्ग्यूमेंट्स, right? And as we discussed, the arguments are what? What are the arguments? Arguments are, just give me a moment please. Arguments are a combination of, you know, your premise as well as your conclusion. Now, a strong argument will have a strong premise, ठीक है, a weak argument will have a weaker premise, right? I hope this is clear with everybody. ठीक है, फाइन. रोहित कह रहा है मैम इस टाइम पर क्लास. अब इस बात पे बताओ मैं क्या बोलूं. अगर मैं ऐसे बोलूं कि अरे आप बाद में देख लेना, you can do that as well. That is how it works, right? You can always come back and watch these classes. So arguments अगर premise और conclusion का combination है, तो अगर examiner मुझे एक passage दे रहा है, I see a passage over here, it is quite a nice passage, ठीक है, not as long as 450 words, however, it is a good amount of passage. Examiner says which of the following is a strong argument in the favor of proposal. Okay, so if the author says that which of the following is a strong argument in the favor of proposal, what does they want? What do they want? I believe they would want my premise to be strong, right? So I think they would want my premise to be strong. So I would want my conclusion is in the favor of proposal, and in the favor of proposal, I would want some option in which the premise is strong, ठीक है, based on the favor of the proposal. So let's try. Okay, ठीक है, fine, not an issue. Even if you are a new student, आप वापस जा सकते हो. हमारी क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग की जो क्लासेस है वो यूजुअली, ठीक है, ओके, ठीक है, जो हमारी क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग की क्लासेस है, ठीक है, वो यूजुअली बेस्ड होती है बेसिक्स ऑफ लॉजिक के ऊपर. तो क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग के ऊपर आज हमने जो है फर्स्ट जो है यहाँ पे क्लास करा है, विच इज आर्ग्यूमेंट्स, ठीक है. नाउ लेट्स ट्राई एंड अंडरस्टैंड द पैसेज. So what according to the passage is given? The passage says the city administration plans to introduce congestion charges for vehicle entering the central business district. So city administration क्या करना चाहता है? वो introduce करना चाहता है congestion charges. मतलब आप क्या कर रहे हो? आप एरिया को और crowded बना रहे हो, ठीक है, तो उसके लिए charges लगेंगे for vehicles entering the central business district. Cool. Traffic congestion during peak hours has led to increased travel time and air pollution. Okay. So first of all, city administration का plan है कि वो क्या करेंगे, congestion charges लगाएंगे अगर आप enter होते हो business district में. And traffic congestion जो peak hour के दौरान होता है, उसकी वजह से क्या हो रहा है, travel time जो है वो बढ़ जाता है. Of course, traffic है तो आपको travel time बढ़ेगा. And then air pollution भी हो रहा है. Several international cities have successfully reduced the congestion using similar charges. ठीक है, so बहुत सारी जो cities है, international cities, several international cities have successfully reduced congestion. So it is giving me a reason. It's giving me something like, अच्छा ठीक है, आप example देखिए ना, आप किसकी example देख रहे हो? आप international cities की example देखिए जहाँ पे उन्होंने कंजेशन को रिड्यूस कर लिया है डूइंग एंड अप्लाइंग सिमिलर चार्जेस. तो वट एवर सिटी इज गोइंग टू डू वो ऑलरेडी हो चुका है इन सेवरल इंटरनेशनल सिटीज. रिड्यूस ट्रैफिक फ्लो कैन ऑल्सो इम्प्रूव पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट एफिशिएंसी. अगर ट्रैफिक कम होगा तो हमारा जो पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट है उसके लिए भी ट्रैफिक कम ही आएगा, ठीक है. अगर वो कम आएगा तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है आपकी ट्रांसपोर्ट एफिशिएंसी जो है वो बढ़ जाएगी. ट्रांसपोर्ट एफिशिएंसी क्या है, टाइम पे चलेंगी, टाइम पे पहुंचेंगी, समथिंग लाइक दैट, ठीक है. देयरफॉर congestion charges should be implemented in the city. So according to the passage, there is a city and the administration of that city is trying to impose some charges if you enter a central business district. क्योंकि congestion होने की वजह से ट्रैफिक बढ़ता है, एयर पोल्यूशन बढ़ता है, इसके लिए उसने एग्जाम्पल भी दिया कि ऐसे चार्जेस लगाने से ये congestion कम हो गया, ठीक है. और कम होने की वजह से पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट की एफिशिएंसी भी बढ़ी और इसके लिए वो कह रहा है कि आपको लगा देना चाहिए. सो दिस इज द आर्ग्यूमेंट ऑफ द ऑथर, ठीक है. ऑथर ने आपको ये इंफॉर्मेशन दी है. अब मुझे वो कहता है कि कौन सा आर्ग्यूमेंट स्ट्रॉन्ग होगा इन फेवर ऑफ द प्रपोजल. सो यू हैव टू गिव मी अ रीजन आउट ऑफ दीज 4, ठीक है, जो क्या करेगा, फेवर में काम करेगा प्रपोजल के, फेवर में काम करेगा प्रपोजल के। मतलब मैं चाहती हूं कि प्रपोजल जो है वो लग जाए, तो मैं आज किसकी लॉयर हूं, मुझे किसकी लॉयर बनना है, आज मुझे फेवर में बात करनी है। तो अगर मुझे फेवर में बात करनी है तो क्या मैं ये कह सकती हूँ कि कंजेशन चार्जेस में एनकरेज पीपल टू यूज पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट इंस्टेड ऑफ प्राइवेट व्हीकल्स, कि अगर मैं कंजेशन चार्जेस जो है वो लगा रहे हैं तो इसकी वजह से क्या होगा, लोगों को लगेगा कि यार मेरे को पैसे देने पड़ेंगे, ठीक है, इससे अच्छा तो मैं पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट ही यूज कर लेता हूं इंस्टेड ऑफ प्राइवेट व्हीकल्स। सो इससे हो क्या रहा है, इससे इंटर्न ट्रैफिक कम हो जाएगा, बेटर हो जाएगा, और ये रीजन भी क्या बन रहा है, कंजेशन चार्जेस बन रहा है। तो मेरे को 1 जो है वो अच्छा लग रहा है। अगर मैं ये रीजन दूं तो आई थिंक मैं प्रपोजल के फेवर में बात कर रही हूँ, आई थिंक आई एम टॉकिंग इन फेवर, आई एम इन फेवर ऑफ द proposal if I choose option A. But let us check what the other options are saying. Many citizens enjoy driving in the city centers. So, how does that favor the proposal? It does not. If I say, oh, but many citizens enjoy driving in the city centers. So, what am I doing? I'm not doing any favor to the proposal. I'm not talking in the favor of proposal. What I'm doing is, I'm just giving a random fact which is basically not in the favor of the proposal. अगर लोगों को पसंद है, अगर बहुत सारे लोगों को पसंद है ड्राइव करना, तो फिर तो मैं बोल रही हूँ कि यार मैं तो उनकी पसंद पे चार्ज लगा रही हूँ, ठीक है, फाइन, ओके, वेरी गुड, इट्स इन PF, I don't know what your name is, ठीक है, yes ma'am, if he says or she says, I'm sorry, I'm not going to assume your gender from your name, ठीक है, so option A according to that person is, ma'am, if I negate this, ठीक है, what does negation mean? He means or she means that if I say that congestion charges may not encourage people, the moment I negate this, the moment I reverse this, option A, right, the moment I reverse this, what happens? So if I say, oh, it may not encourage the people to use public transport, so you'll be like, then why press charges? Then why are you applying the charges? Don't apply the charges. So you are going against the favor, which means this is one of the important arguments. Very good, very nice. But now let's check why the others are not correct. Traffic congestion has existed for decades in most cities. So this is like, oh, but this has happened since the decades. So it basically is saying, अब क्यों काम करना है, कितनी देर से तो ट्रैफिक है, अब क्यों काम करना है. So this is not helping in the favor of proposal. Some people may oppose paying additional charges. Okay, so option D says that, but even if you apply the charges, some people are going to say, oh, I refuse, I'm going to oppose, I'm not going to pay extra charges. So is it going to be in the favor of argument? No. This is going against the argument. So clearly, my option A is a strong argument in the favor of proposal. Okay? Is this clear, everybody? Is this clear, everybody? Is this clear, everybody? Right? So, how did we reach this conclusion? So first we read the passage, we got an idea what the author wants to say. The author clearly wants what? The author clearly wants to implement what? The congestion charges, and he's giving reasons for that. International cities have done it. Reduced traffic can help public transport. It should be implemented because it is going to reduce the air pollution. So all these things are mentioned, right? No, it does not say it reduces the air pollution. All it says is if it is increased, then it increases the air pollution. It is the vice versa. Okay. So all of this was in favor of what? Congestion charges. What do I have to do? I have to be in the favor of congestion charges. So the strongest argument out of these 4 options was, if you press the congestion charges, it is possible that it may encourage the people to use public transport. Again, that is given in the passage and that is in the favor of the proposal, and hence it is going to be my answer. So when I upload this PDF on the app, तो आप लोगों को क्या दिखेगा? आप लोगों को ऐसा दिखेगा. So even if you want to come back and revisit why certain option is correct or incorrect, you can come back and take a look, right? So I've done this for you. Correct answer was your option A. Now let's go to question number 2. Shreyashi, soon Baba. I'm going to send some argument questions today. That is something that I'm going to do. Okay, I'll do that for you. Okay. In fact, just give me a moment. In fact, I think just give me a moment. So you guys solve this. You guys solve this. Let me see. Let me see if just give me a moment. There you go. Done. ठीक है, fine. I was anyway going to do it. आज ही मैं करने ही वाली थी. I was anyway going to do it. ठीक है, तो I created some questions. I've sent them to you on the Telegram. ठीक है, you guys can go and take a look over there. However, just try to solve this question. Okay. Okay. Happy? Brilliant. Chalo. Let's read the passage. The passage says some experts argue that schools should start classes later in the morning. Yes, please. है ना? कुछ experts argue करते हैं कि schools को थोड़ा late classes शुरू करना चाहिए. Research suggests that adolescents have biological sleep cycles that make early morning difficult. तो कहते हैं जो छोटे बच्चे हैं, adolescent बच्चे हैं, not छोटे बच्चे of course, the adolescent ages, right? उनका जो biological sleep cycle है, वो early morning की वजह से क्या हो सकता है? Disrupt हो सकता है, ठीक है? तो difficult लगता है उनको early mornings. Disrupt कहीं पे भी नहीं लिखा, ठीक है? So do not assume anything on your own. So यहाँ पे उसने कहा है research suggests that adolescent का जो biological sleep cycle है वो early mornings को क्या बना देता है? Difficult बना देता है वो. नहीं, बहुत सारे लोगों को नहीं पसंद होता है early mornings. Lack of adequate sleep affects concentration and academic performance. I think we all agree. We want to sleep for an adequate amount of time, है ना? Schools aim to maximize student learning outcomes, and they're after talking about the sleep, right? After talking about why schools should start a little late, the author is saying schools aim to maximize learning outcomes. Okay. Schools, what do they try to do? According to author, they are trying to maximize the student learning outcomes. Hence, delaying school start times can benefit students. So, according to the author, because of the biological sleep cycle, because of the lack of adequate sleep, right, and to maximize learning outcomes, schools should start classes later in the morning, and this is the argument, right? So, am I going to do a favor? Am I going to support the suggestion, or am I going against? ठीक है? Kanika, my Telegram channel is Logical Reasoning with Dhruhindeep, and I'm sure Shreya is going to help you with that. Shreyashi, sorry. Shreyashi, can you do me a favor, Baba? Can you do me a favor? Okay. Thank you in advance. And if she does not, I'm going to come back to this video and I'm going to link my Telegram channel. Okay, will that do? Now, can we study? Don't you worry, I'm going to let you do that. Okay? I hope that's okay with all of you. Okay. Now, I have to choose an argument which is supporting the suggestion. What suggestion? Of starting the school late. ठीक है? अरे मैम हम सब चाहते हैं कि स्कूल थोड़ा लेट स्टार्ट हो. तो चलो देखते हैं. Fine. Let's start from bottoms up. ठीक है? Let's start from bottoms up. some students like waking up early. If I say start the school a little late and I give the argument some students like to wake up early, so you'll be like, why do you want to start the school late then? तो लेट क्यों स्टार्ट? अगर स्टूडेंट्स को अर्ली उठना पसंद है तो तुमको क्या प्रॉब्लम है मैम? तुम खुद सोना चाहती हो. ठीक है. So if I say some students like waking up early, it is going against the suggestion. So this one is not going to. Yes, nobody likes to wake up early. Of course people do, yaar. Like me. Okay. So school timings have remained unchanged for years. If I say, please, school को थोड़ा late शुरू करेंगे क्या? Can you start the school a little later in the morning? And the reason that I'm trying to give is, इतने सालों से same ही time पे school चल रहा है. You have, the school timings have remained unchanged for years. So what is it? It is a very weak argument. Just because something has not changed for years, it does not mean it has to change now. This is not a strong argument. Okay? Teachers prefer arriving early in the morning. Are we talking about teachers? Even if we are, if teachers like to arrive early in the morning, it does not support the start the classes late in the morning. No. See, this means I can use elimination method as well. Clearly, right? At least I can reach two conclusions or two arguments or two premises which basically are what? Are going to have a closer relation. Okay? Okay, so let's see what my option number 1 says. Right, option A, which is clearly one of the correct answers because I've rejected all 3. Okay? Improved sleep can enhance students' focus and learning capacity. Okay? I'm saying, sir, please school को late शुरू करेंगे क्योंकि improved sleep can enhance students' focus and learning capacity. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to give them a reason to start the school later in the morning, and hence, am I supporting the suggestion? Of course, I'm supporting the suggestion. So option A is the correct answer. क्या बात, सबका आंसर करेक्ट है. I love the fact that you guys have made sure. Ma'am, is it too easy for you? Chalo, before we solve question number 3, is it too easy for you? Type yes or no. I'll tell you why I've kept it easy today. This is the first argument class. Is it too easy for you? Even if it is a little easier for you today, what I've tried to do is, I've tried to make sure that आज आपकी क्लास में आपका argument का logic strong हो जाए. ठीक है? I've tried कि आपका reading habit strong हो जाए. I've tried कि आप वहाँ से question को समझकर उसको solve कर पाओ. Even if it is easier for you, today what we are doing is, we are building our logic, we are building our decision making, as well as we are looking at the passages. ठीक है? It is easy. I've made sure that it is easy. We have entire year to work for our CLAT 2027, but starting easy is going to do what? It is going to build your logic. ठीक है? So when the next argument class is going to be there, I'm going to try and give you a little higher difficulty passages. So whenever the next classes will be, the difficulty level will keep on increasing. खुशबू कहती, मैम इतने अच्छे से passages समझ में आ रहे हैं तो easy तो है. हाँ, ठीक है? So don't you worry about that. ठीक है? I've made sure that today's a little, easier for you. This is one of the easiest passages that you can imagine that can, ever be available. But the only problem is कि आपको सिर्फ argument नहीं पूछेगा ना वो एक passage से. CLAT में आपको multiple questions पूछेंगे. They can ask you a weak argument, they can ask you about a conclusion, they can ask you about a inference, right? So that can happen. चलो, fine. That's the end of our TED talk. Let's move ahead and check. The government is considering banning advertisement for junk food during children's television programs. Oh, okay. So the question says that government is considering banning advertisement for junk food. Not junk food, advertisement for junk foods during children's television program. ठीक है, not everywhere, only when there are children's television programs. Junk food consumption among children has increased significantly, ठीक है, in the recent years. So we are talking about recent year and we are talking about how the junk food consumption has increased significantly. Excessive intake of unhealthy food contributes to obesity and lifestyle diseases. So excessive intake of unhealthy food. I'm sure junk food is considered unhealthy, right? Contributes to obesity and lifestyle diseases. Children are easily influenced by advertising, right? Therefore, restricting such advertisement can promote healthier eating habits. So they're saying that government is considering to ban the advertisement during the television programs. The reason for that is that recently junk food consumption among the children has increased significantly in the recent years, right? And doing so is very unhealthy, right? It leads to obesity, lifestyle diseases, right? And then children, because children are influenced easily, therefore if we restrict such ads, we can promote healthier eating habits. So this is the logic behind this entire passage. What do I have to do? ऐसा क्या करना है मुझे करना क्या है यहाँ पे? मुझे बताना है which of the following is a weak argument against the ban. Am I for or against the ban? So what does this mean? Weak argument against the ban. What does this basically mean? Can somebody tell me? Can somebody tell me? Am I against the ban? Am I for the ban? Let's understand the question. Stop giving me every option in the comments. Somebody is giving me A, somebody is giving me option B, somebody is letting me know that option C is correct, somebody is letting me know that option D is correct. Stop doing that. Stop for a while. Answer this question. Tell me, am I against the ban? Am I with the ban? Am I against the ban? Am I with the ban? Are answer against the ban. So if I'm against the ban, they are asking me to give a weak argument. So basically, they are saying, please stand against the ban, but do not give a strong argument. Do not give a strong argument. So this is going to judge your decision making. Abhi hum bol rahe the, it is easy, right? ठीक है? Try and understand. Now they are asking me that please go against the ban, but do not give a strong argument, give a weak argument. Okay, let's try and see. Children's health should be prioritized over commercial interest. What is this? This is in favor of the ban. Am I correct? Just let me know if I'm correct or not. If I'm saying, sir, children's health should be prioritized over commercial interests. So what am I doing? Am I saying that I am in favor of the ban? Okay, fine. Okay. Advertising influences children's food preferences. This is in favor of the ban, na? Option B says advertising is going to influence children's food preferences. So I am saying therefore restricting such. So I am for the ban. I am in favor of the ban. Okay? I hope this is clear. Very good. Very good. food companies may experience reduced profits. This is not in favor of the ban. If I say, sir, you're going to do the ban, please do not put the ban, the food companies may experience reduced profits. So this is not in favor. Am I correct? Am I correct? Thank you. Obesity creates long-term healthcare costs. I'm saying obesity is going to create a long-term healthcare cost, right? And they tell me that junk food consumption is going to increase obesity and lifestyle diseases. So, advertisement, eat more junk food, obesity creates long-term healthcare. In a way, it is in favor. I'm not saying strong or weak. I'm not saying strong or weak. I'm saying in favor or not in favor. ठीक है? इतना समझ में आया? So by just understanding this much, if you're standing in favor in option A, B and D, right? Can you confidently come and tell me that you are against the ban? No. Clearly, you are not in favor in your option C. But is it a good argument? Is it a good argument? Is it a good argument? No. It's a very silly argument. Ma'am, food companies may experience reduced profits. So, if I stand in front of a judge, and I say, sir, please do not ban these advertisements. It is going to reduce profit, right? It is going to reduce the profit for the food companies. Sir, please don't do it. So, judge will be like, are you mad? We're talking about health of children. We're talking about increased, unhealthy choices that they're making. They're getting influenced. And what are you saying? You're saying profits. So you are giving a weak argument which is not in the favor of the ban. Yay! We learned something. Right? Cool. I hope this is clear. So once you understand that not only against and in favor is important, but your arguments being strong and weak is also important, that is when we learn how to make arguments. Cool? Can we move forward? Right? I'm assuming we can move forward. Why? Because I'm assuming so. Okay, please solve question number 4. Please solve question number 4. Please solve question number 4, everybody. Question number 4. And then after this, just one more passage and I believe you're good to go for today. Okay? Can I read the passage? I think you guys, it will help you a little. Universities are increasingly offering online degree programs. Okay. They're offering online degree programs. Online education allows learner to study at their own pace and location. Brilliant. We're talking about a positive about these online programs. This flexibility benefits working professionals and students from remote areas. Cool. Another benefit. Access to higher education remains uneven across regions. So now, after telling about 2 advantages, they have told me information. Access to higher education remains uneven, right? Therefore, online degree programs should be expanded. Cool. So this is something that they want me to know. Okay. So what do they want? They want a strong argument. They want it against the proposal. Am I in favor or am I against? Am I in favor or am I against? I'm against. I would not want, you know, the programs to be expanded, the online degree programs to be expanded. I have to give a strong argument for that. But ma'am, it is very good. Again, even if you believe that online degree should be expanded, you are now, right now, supposed to go against it and give a strong argument. Are you going to fight against this passage? No, you only have to choose, right? So that is how, it is going to build your decision making even if you do not agree with this. I do not agree with this. However, I'm going to still choose a strong argument which is against the proposal. Now, let's go from the bottom up. Some online courses are shorter in duration. So, even if they're shorter in duration, right, it does not take away the fact that they can allow the learners to study at their own pace. It is going to give flexibility. It is going to give access across the regions where the education remains uneven, right? So, this is not a strong argument against. So, it is basically, right, it is basically random statement. Universities, just give me a second, please. Just give me a second. Okay. Universities have always operated through physical campuses. तो अभी ऑनलाइन जा रही हैं भाई, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए, ठीक है. Many students enjoy using digital devices. That is not helping me go against the proposal. You're not helping me. Clearly, all three options are not very valid. So, let's see. Option A. Online programs may reduce face-to-face academic interaction. Very strong. Sir, if you increase the online programs, it is going to reduce the face-to-face academic interaction. So, please do not do this. So, what am I doing? I'm going against the proposal. Is the argument strong? Absolutely. We are saying that the quality of education, which is going to be there is questionable because it is going to reduce the face-to-face academic interaction. So, that is a strong argument, right? Cool, everybody. Very good. Shaurya, I hope this is clear. Right, question number 5, everybody. Question number 5. Question number 5, everybody. Environmental activists demand stricter laws against illegal mining. Illegal mining leads to deforestation and water pollution. Local communities often suffer loss of livelihood and health problems. Environmental damage caused is difficult to reverse, right? It is difficult to reverse. Therefore, stricter enforcement laws are necessary, right? Okay. So, which of the following is a strong argument in the support of stricter laws? Yes, Preetam, I did not. किस चीज का रिप्लाई करना है भाई? बताओ तो. Sorry, मुझे नहीं दिखा आपका कमेंट. Sorry. I was reading this. I could not read it. Can you please repeat it for me? अरे प्रीतम, प्लीज लेट मी नो. क्या कमेंट है बेटा? बता दो. एनवायरमेंटल एक्टिविस्ट जो है वो डिमांड कर रहे हैं स्ट्रिक्टर लॉज अगेंस्ट इलीगल माइनिंग, क्योंकि इसकी वजह से डिफॉरेस्टेशन होता है, वाटर पोल्यूशन होता है, सफ़र करते हैं लॉस लाइवलीहुड का और हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम्स का जो लोकल कम्युनिटीज़ हैं. एनवायरमेंटल डैमेज जो कॉज होता है वो बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट है रिवर्स करना. देयरफॉर स्ट्रिक्टर लॉज क्या है? नेसेसरी है. मुझे क्या करना है? मुझे एक स्ट्रॉन्ग आर्ग्यूमेंट देना है जो इस सपोर्ट में हो, ठीक है? ओके. So, environmental damage affects both present and future generations. If I say environmental damage is going to affect both present and human future generations, then is it a strong argument? Before your CLAT 2027, Preetam, before your CLAT 2027, ठीक है? ओके, सो एनवायरमेंटल डैमेज अगर मैं कहूँ कि प्रेजेंट और फ्यूचर जनरेशंस को अफेक्ट करता है, तो स्ट्रिक्टर लॉज इज अ गुड थिंग ना, स्ट्रिक्टर लॉज इज अ गुड थिंग। तो अभी के लिए मुझे ये अच्छा लग रहा है, अभी के लिए मुझे ये अच्छा लग रहा है। माइनिंग हैज बीन प्रैक्टिस्ड फॉर सेंचुरीज, हाँ सो भाई सती प्रथा भी तो चलती थी, तो चलती रहने दे क्या? नो, something, even if something is wrong and it has been practiced for centuries, it does not mean it has to continue. ठीक है? And we're talking about illegal mining, by the way. We're not talking about mining, we're talking about illegal mining. Some miners depend on the mining for income. Okay, fine, but we're talking about illegal mining, right? And we are not supporting the stricter laws with this argument. Laws already exist for environmental protection, and still it is not helping us, which means I need stricter laws. If they exist, I would want what? The stricter ones to follow. It should be more strict, right? So option A is going to be the correct answer. ठीक है जी, fine. Option A is correct. Brilliant. I hope this was fun for you all, right? And I always like the fact कि तुम लोग क्या करते हो, बहुत अच्छे से सॉल्व करते हो मेरे साथ ये क्वेश्चन, और ऐसे ही क्वेश्चंस हम सॉल्व करते रहेंगे, राइट? एंड इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेरीज फॉर योर एडमिशन एंड काउंसलिंग, यू कैन कॉल ऑन द गिवन नंबर जो नीचे फ्लैश हो रहा है. एंड इफ यू वांट टू जॉइन द टेलीग्राम चैनल, दिस इज द QR कोड, एंड आई एम गोइंग टू साइन ऑफ, राइट? एंड हम मिलेंगे नेक्स्ट सेशन में, जहाँ पे हम हल्का सा लेवल ऊपर करेंगे आर्ग्यूमेंट्स का. हाँ, यही करेंगे, ठीक है?